second round, that was one for the Hawks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's going to get a lot of people talking. Look, I got caught, and that's boxing. I was fortunate enough to be fit enough and conditioned enough. I worked my way through it, and I came back to get the knockout in that same round. So, I think that's got to go down for one of the rounds for the year so far anyway.
What were you thinking when it was all happening?
Just fight, dig deep. Again, I'm going to sit down with my team. We're going to talk about that. So, yeah, look, it wasn't ideal, but, it's happened now. You can't rewind the tape, so, yeah.
To be able to turn that round and get the towel thrown in for him, that's a good accomplishment.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's a sport, and, I'm just happy and proud of myself to be able to put on good fights for people that spend their hard-earned money to come out here and watch. So without those sorts of people, we can't do this.
How hurt were you there in the second round?
Oh, look, yeah, I mean, I was hurt. I'm not going to say, I wasn't, because I'd be a liar if I was. But, I had to regather and keep a clear head and, try not to panic in those moments. Stay composed, stay with it, and, yeah, look, that's what I did, and I ended up getting him out of there.
Eddie Hearn was ringside. Any message to Eddie? He's been a supporter of you over the years as well.
Yeah, look, I can't thank Eddie Hearn enough. There, March last year, I got that call up to fight George Kambosos on less than a week's notice, and I jumped at that opportunity and was fortunate enough to that Eddie Hearn kept his good promise, and he came back to Australia, and we headlined a good card there with Yusuf Dib in August last year, and again, I'm on this card, so I look forward to working with Matchroom closely in the near future.
Who's next? What's next?
I'm not sure who's next or what's next, but hopefully it's something big. Again, I'll talk to my manager, and I'll sit down with Luke and the team, and we'll come up with a good plan.
If you could choose,
Ibrahim Balla. Look, I think once he gets his hands fixed, I would like that fight. When he's 100% and healthy. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of confidence out of that there tonight, but look, I'm going to grow from that experience, and hopefully we can get that on in the back half of the year.
and if that fight happens, where would you want it to happen?
He had his chance down here in Melbourne. I believe he comes up to Queensland, and we get something going on up there. But look, that was a great turnout here tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if Eddie Hearn said, look, let's have it back down in Melbourne. Well, I love Melbourne. It's a great place. It's a great city. So, I've got no dramas coming back here as well.
Jake, how does this one feel? You had a bit of controversy in your last fight with Fleming. How does this one feel after going through all that?
Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm not one to comment on that. I let other people have their opinions and judgments. That's the sport. I'm here to perform and perform at my best, and I believe I did that tonight.
Would you run it back with him?
That's enough.
Yeah.
Let's go.